Hey everyone, how's it going? Just wanted to send a video here, just giving a bit of an introduction to what we're going to be doing for the next 6 weeks. I've got the log pulled up on my screen here, so I'm going to put a video up for each of the different areas and just kind of go through it in that manner. I also have general notes in the log you can read, and then there'll also be a note section at the end you can read. So it should be enough information to get you all started as we move forward here. So this will be in the functional strength section. The biggest thing you'll notice in this section is that there's no rep ranges, because it's just going to depend on how much weight you have to use. So if you have a really heavy weight, you can do the low rep ranges, which is very good for strength. If you don't have a weight, we don't have a weight, so we got to do higher rep ranges to get to fatigue. So it still will build strength in that manner. So we're just kind of using what we have right now. So that's why I don't have rep ranges in there. So you're going to kind of figure that out as you go along. If you have any questions on that, you can get in touch with me. Every second week, it'll be in the calendar that I'm going to give you. We're going to do a Zoom call on Sundays at noon. So that will be available to you to ask questions and just to keep in touch with me throughout the summer. Just taking a look here to see if there's anything else. Within the functional strength 1, on Mondays you'll be doing the sprinting, and then on Fridays you'll be doing the fartlek training. So go in, watch the video, see what those are about. Just to make that clear, the fartleks and the sprinting are all in the log. Just make sure you're not doing it all together. So remember, Mondays you do the sprinting. So I got flying 10-meter sprints, flying 20, flying 30. And then on Friday you do the fartlek training. Now with the flying sprints, some of you were privy to this before we had to abandon our training area. Basically with the flying is you just set up, like, let's say you have 10 meters, you just set up 10-meter distance and you take like a 5-meter run into that 10-meter. And once you hit that 10-meter start, you explode. So it's a bit of a stride, or just a slow movement into the sprint. It's good just for, we've been sitting down a lot, so it's good for injury reduction, and it doesn't put as much stress on the muscles as you explode into the sprint. So it'll be a good way to sprint. It's also outlined in the video, the sprinting video, on what flying sprints are. Just do your best with materials you have available. A few things I have at the end here in the notes is generally just be safe. So, if you're going to do a pull up from a tree, make sure the branch isn't going to break. Like if you're doing stuff in your house, make sure there's not a light above you fixture, so you're going to smash a light bulb. Just those things. If you're going to do a step up, just make sure it's sturdy, so just be safe, because in the gym, we use everything. It's, been tested, and it's 100% safe, and it's supervised as well. So you're kind of on your own with devices here that we're not familiar with. So just be safe with what you're doing. Yeah, that's about it for the functional strength section here. I'm just trying to have a look through. I was able to carry over quite a bit from what we were initially going to do. So just do your best. Again, just make it challenging. Get to fatigue. You should be sweating. If you've been in the workouts that we've been doing, it should feel like that. So I've kind of been trying to introduce a little bit of that into what we've been doing, so you're going to get an idea of how it's going to flow. You can just follow the sequencing of everything if you want. You can also just alternate set stuff. So for instance, I got split squats in here in functional strength 1, and I have push-up intervals. So you could do your split squats, right? I could do my right leg, left leg, for as many reps as I can, and then I could go right into my push-up intervals and then go back. So it's alternate setting where you're doing like a lower body, upper body. We do that just to save some time. For more aerobic kind of base sports, or highly anaerobic sports, that might give you a bit of conditioning edge kind of thing. So you can do that to save time, or if you're kind of bored, you can just do one after the other and take the rest, and that works well too. So I'm just having a look. I don't think there's really anything else. I have the rest between sets and exercises in there for you. So I think that's about it. So that's the general strength, the functional strength. There's functional strength 1 and functional strength 2. And what you'll be getting is a calendar. So it's a 5-day-a-week program. So in that calendar, you'll see functional strength 1, and then you might see something paired up with that, probably plyometric 1. All right, and then you just do those two sections and you're done for the day. And some days will be conditioning and stability and mobility. So just basically follow that. It's sequenced to be sequenced in that order. So try not to play around with it too much. If you want to adjust some things, get in touch with me and we can chat about it. But that's sequenced so it follows a logical progression throughout the week so that we're rested enough to be doing what we need to be doing on those days. All right, so I think that's about it. Again, make sure you attend the Zoom calls. It's in the calendar. It'll be noon on Sundays. All this information is going to go to your coach and go to you, because I know there's a lot of new recruits, etc. So going through Gmail wouldn't work very well because they don't have old accounts, and it's very time consuming for me, who's new, who's staying, who's leaving. So I'm just going to send it to the coaches and they can send it out to their updated lists, and all the information will come to you that way. All right. So I hope everybody's doing well and being safe, and I miss you all. And I look forward to seeing you on Zoom, and keep in touch.